Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Travel Talk. I'm Julie.
And I'm Philip.
So today, what we want to talk to you about is one of our most frequently asked questions, and that's what we're going to be doing with these next few upcoming episodes, is addressing question by question all of these frequently asked questions. So the first one that we're going to deal with today is, can I or how do I renew my child's passport?
And before we get into actually the process of securing a minor's passport, we get these questions all the time. Hey, I just got a newborn baby. I'm traveling internationally. Do they need a passport? The answer is absolutely yes.
Yes, they do.
And
so with a child's passport, the fast and quick answer to can I renew my child's passport is no. The way that it works with a child's passport, regardless of how many they've had, they are not renewable. And a child passport is defined as a passport issued to any applicant under the age of 16, which means when you apply, you are under the age of 16. These passports are valid for only 5 years, which is a difference between the adult passports and the child passports. Adult passports are valid for 10 years and are renewable. These 5-year child passports are not renewable. So essentially, anytime a child's passport expires, a 5-year passport, you are applying as a new applicant, almost as if you've never had one before.
And there's a reason for that, because every 5 years, specifically between the ages of infant to 16 years old, your body goes through a lot of changes, your face changes, your hair, weight can fluctuate. And that happens more often during the ages of 0 and 16. So you want to be able to take a fresh, every 5 years, the government wants a fresh photo of you, of your real, state the way you are at that point in time, every 5 years, versus where you're an adult. Your demeanor, your mannerisms, your facial expression, they tend to stay the same. So that 10-year period is more suitable for the adult versus the minor.
Correct. So we want to go over with you what is needed when a child's passport expires, because although it is a new application, it does vary slightly because you've got a passport. So we're going to go over the requirements with you. So off the bat, first thing, most important thing for a passport application, proof of U.S. citizenship. Now, that passport that was issued to that child is proof of U.S. citizenship. So that is one option. Another option, and something that we suggest our clients do, because we're in the world of expedited passports, we always like to err on the side of giving more as opposed to less.
Exactly.
So we would always suggest for a minor's passport to not only submit the previous passport, but also an original or certified birth certificate. If you are having trouble finding that birth certificate, that's something that we can absolutely assist you with as well. And you can always give us a call. Our number is 877-583-9838. So our passport specialists are waiting for your calls to answer those questions and help you get those documents.
And we'll also have that number in the comment section of Facebook Live, so you don't have to remember it off the top. You can just check the comment section for that number as well.
Absolutely. So second thing that we want to talk about with the child passport in terms of requirements is parental consent and ID.
Very important.
So generally speaking, the rule, whoever is listed as a parent on the birth certificate needs to give consent. Now, for that child to get a passport. Now, obviously, this can change based on people's circumstances. Sometimes parents don't live in the same place. Sometimes one parent ultimately is given full custody of the child. So those things can obviously impact the parental ID and consent that's given with the application. So for a situation where both parents still have legal custody of the child, there is something called a statement of consent, a D as in David, S as in Sam, 3053 form. And that's the form that the parent who is not able to appear with the child for applying for the passport can have notarized. And the appearing parent will submit that form along with the ID that the non-appearing parent uses with the notary. So that
must be the original. It cannot
correct.
Be a fax or a scan copy.
That's absolutely correct. The originally signed DS 3053. And that stands in as consent for that parent who does not appear with the child. Another situation is if there are two parents listed on the birth certificate and circumstances have led for one parent to be given custody of the child. In a situation like that, what you would want to do is supply the legal documentation, the certified original legal documentation involving that custody, so that we can show the State Department that only one parent needs to be given consent with this application. Identification for parents can be a couple different things.
Yes.
So for those of us that have U.S. driver's licenses and are U.S. citizens, that is something that we can use as a parent for identification with a child's application. So driver's license, passport as well. U.S. passport is fine if this is if a parent is not a U.S. citizen. Foreign passport as well. So that's also super important. And if you have questions about that as well, what you can present as the parent with the application, we can assist in helping you get that together. So other than that, like I said, this is going to be a new application. So the application form involved with a child's passport, whether they've had one previously or not, is a DS-11. This is the same form that new adult passport applicants also use. So that's something that is pretty much the same across the board. If a child has lost a passport, it is treated similarly to how if an adult lost a passport. So in addition to a DS-11 for a new passport, they would fill out what is called a DS-64, which is to declare a passport lost or stolen and give the State Department some information about that. So one thing that I also wanted to discuss with people too is this adjudication process involved with a new passport or any child's application. So an adjudication is almost like a notarization, but it's at a federal level. So people who are licensed to adjudicate documents have registered with the U.S. Department of State, are representatives of the U.S. Department of State, and will go through your documentation prior to actual submission to the State Department. What they're doing is they're going to watch a parent sign that DS-11 form. They're also going to verify that the documentation provided is what is needed, that both parents have given consent if needed, all of those things, and they will also sign your application form and seal it up for you in an envelope. If you're going through your local office to have these documents processed, you would leave that with them. If you're going through a service like us, you would prepare the documents as we describe in our instructions and send them to us. But that one process at your local facility, which generally is going to be a post office or county clerk's office, will happen regardless of whether you use an expedited service or not.
And a helpful hint when you're going to get your process or the application adjudicated, or another synonym is the sealed envelope process. You'll see that commonly known as the sealed envelope process. Another really cool and helpful hint is to make sure that you make copies of everything. So everything you take to the passport acceptance agency or the adjudicator, you want to make sure you have copies of. So if you're providing an original birth certificate, you make a copy of that. You make a copy of your application, the parental consent forms, everything you're providing, you want to be able to keep a copy for yourself, for your own records, or just in case, this is life, people are human, even the government. So in case anything is lost, we do have a record of that document that was provided the adjudicator.
And also that it's also good practice to do not only for your own records, but if you are using a third-party service, that sealed envelope that you are handed back, because with us, as I said, you're going to ship that sealed envelope to us. On the outside of that sealed envelope, we're going to ask for copies because the seal that they're putting on that envelope is a federal seal and cannot be broken by anyone other than the U.S. Department of State. So with us, those copies will come to us so that we can confirm that we know whose application we're processing. And also we can confirm that everything was done correctly, because we're really just looking to make things go as smoothly as possible. Exactly. So that's our ultimate goal. So in terms of kind of a wrap up of what a child passport application looks like, regardless of whether they've had one before or not, it's always going to be treated the same. Right. So whether you're starting from scratch, first time your baby was born recently, you're going on a trip to celebrate them joining the family, whether it's their first time or they've had passports before, if they're under the age of 16, the process is going to be exactly the same. Now, rest easy and know that once they turn 16, they will get their first 10-year adult passport, and that will be a renewable passport. And that'll be another episode of Travel Talk.
And call your friends. Call your friends here at Rush My Travel, Rush My Passport, Rush My Travel Visa, because we'll be able to answer any questions you have concerning the minor passport. Again, in our last session, we talked about how these could be, these requests can be a little daunting, they can be intimidating, but we're here to make sure that that doesn't happen to you. We can help you, walk you through the process to make this a very seamless and easy process for you.
And also, we're problem solvers. So we know that everyone's situation is not always going to fall in the box of what applications sometimes look like. So we're here to talk out any circumstances that you've got going on. and we're here to help. So until next time on Travel Talk, we wish you safe and happy travels.
Thanks for joining, guys.